Okay, now that the dust has settled, there are some things we need to talk about. Now, this includes some new news and also that Starship Troopers trailer from a little while ago, because the comments have kind of come in. I know what you guys are thinking. I'm thinking a lot of the same, to be honest, but I'm more of a positive creator. But today we're going to have a real discussion about the worries I have for the Starship Troopers VR game. It's not going to be too long until we actually see gameplay of this on Quest before it comes out a couple weeks later on PSVR2, which is an entirely different discussion to be had here. But yeah, this is quite an interesting one because it's an IP that I really care about, a game that could be really fun, but when your trailer opens up with only 4 seconds of gameplay, then you know we have a bit of an issue. First of all though, let's kick this off with a bit of a happy note. The new gameplay trailer for Metro looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to cover that first because it kind of just reaffirms all of my positive thoughts about the game so far. The only thing that's slightly missing so far, for me at least, is some of the social hubs for Metro, not in terms of online multiplayer like Destiny or anything like that, not that sort of thing, but the social hubs with NPCs where you can buy and trade and all that sort of stuff. I don't really see any of that in the gameplay so far or any of the trailers, but apart from that, the sound design, the visual design, the weapons, the enemies, everything seems on point here, and the game running on PSVR2 looks absolutely stunning. And even the Quest version as well, I'm assuming this game was designed for Quest 2 in mind as well, and then upscaled for other versions. I'm glad to see the PSVR2 version is looking great, but so is the Quest 3 version. That also looks really, really good. Of course, PSVR2 has a lot more horsepower behind it, so it's going to look better naturally, but both versions look fantastic, so whatever you're playing on, it's going to be great. Speaking of great gameplay, we saw the Aces of Thunder trailer as well, the new one that just looks fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. I haven't had any contact with Gaijin so far. I've been reaching out a couple of times, but I'm hoping to cover it. But my god, does that game look fantastic. Honestly, the models, the flight physics, everything seems on point here, and if it does have the single player that they're advertising as well as multiplayer, it's going to be a no-brainer pickup, I think, for all flight sim fans. It's a niche that is really open for people to come in and kind of capitalize on, the same as the driving niche, because just a couple of days ago we had that awful Grand Highway Rush game, or whatever it was called. I did cover that on the channel. That was yeah, I'm not speaking about it, but it's a similar niche there where there aren't too many driving games, so as soon as one comes along, even if it looks like complete shovelware, quite a few people will buy it just because they want a new driving game. It's the same with the flight sim ones. Ultra Wings 2 came out and people love that. But I think above all, people want the realistic flight sims that look like Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 or War Thunder, and this is basically War Thunder VR, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. Finally though, yeah, this is the main point of this video. We need to talk about the Starship Troopers trailer a little bit more in depth. The comments on that video from you guys were incredibly damning, and to be honest, we're usually quite a positive community here, so when something doesn't really show up as looking that good, you guys really make me know about it and the devs know about it, which I think is a good thing because we're usually really respectful here in terms of I don't like the look of this thing and this thing, rather than just this is just complete dog shit, because that's not really that constructive. But yeah, you guys made your voices heard, and I agree with you. I think I was very positive in that video talking about the potential for the game, but just after that basically came out, the studio behind the game, XR Games, has not shut down, but they've restructured and laid off, I think it's 85% of their staffing or something ridiculous like that, which does not bode well. Now, of course, the Starship Troopers game, I'm sure, is pretty much done at this point. It's only coming out in like a week and a half or something on Quest, so I'm sure it's ready to go. It's gone gold, all that good stuff. But as for bug fixes and later support, maybe this doesn't bode that well, and also this doesn't really bode well for Zombie Army as well. Before this, I kind of was holding benefit of the doubt for them because they've done, obviously, the Hitman game on Quest. That was not well received at all, but their other games have, you know, been alright. And maybe Starship Troopers could have been a lot of fun, but with the lukewarm previews for Zombie Army and now, yeah, the shuttering of part of their studio and, yeah, the laying off of a lot of their staff, it just does not bode well, and I'm seriously concerned for this studio and the game when it comes out. That's just on the studio side of things, though. We can actually take a look at the trailer a bit more in depth as well. The art style, obviously, was a big point of contention. It's very Questified, as people say. I love Quest as a platform. I think it's wonderful. I think it gets a load of people into VR, and it has some amazing looking games. Case in point, the Metro trailer looked fantastic on Quest 3, but the Starship Troopers game just doesn't seem to be leveraging any of the horsepower on Quest that it actually has there, and certainly not on PSVR 2. The trailer just made it look slightly abysmal in terms of detail, and I know part of it is the art direction, because it is looking a little bit more arcadey and cel-shaded, which is not exactly how I imagined a Starship Troopers game looking. I'm still on board to try it out, of course, because it is fairly cheap, and it is co-op, which makes every single VR game more fun. But yeah, those factors of the studio not looking great, the art style not looking fantastic, and the gameplay looking quite slow from the little snippets we got. Just kind of pushes me towards being more cautious about this one than excited, but I still am a bit excited. This is an IP that I love, and I hope they do it justice despite all of these slight red flags and sirens going off in the background in terms of warnings for us buyers, you know. However, when looking on the PlayStation Store, there are some screenshots there that I'll put on screen now that look pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, they look pretty fantastic. And this is one of two things. It's either this is how the PSVR2 version of the game looks, and a lot of these animations with that soldier getting stabbed and lifted up, all of that is how it's going to look on PSVR2, maybe it will. Or the other option, and the more likely option I think, is that they've taken some of the in-game models and kind of posed them and rendered them nicely to make them look a lot better than the trailer made them look. I could be wrong, this could be gameplay screenshots, but I'm just not sure if they are. If they are though, we're probably in for a pretty good time on PSVR2 if it does look like this, but again, err on the side of caution every time, and hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, what do you think of the Starship Troopers game, the Metro trailer, and the Aces of Thunder gameplay that is brand new? I'm incredibly excited for these. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members: Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mercer, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin 007, A License to Chill, The Game Cat, Andrew, Aaron Wright, Jason Parker, Lamar Hall, Jordy Bansma, Lemon64K, Outcast VR, Prophecy 777, Gundy, and Salvador. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.